in 3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome to the KD Ratio. It's your designated podcast for all things nerd. My name is Kyle, and with me tonight I have
Nalid.
What? And William. What?
It's my name backwards. Yeah.
Nalid?
all right.
Dylan.
I thought you were selling hats.
Well then, let's do this again. All right. My name is Alec, and with me tonight I have
Nalid.
And Milo.
If you go by Bill, you say lib.
Lib.
You lib.
Lib. All right. Anyways, we're gonna jump into it. Got a few.
Sorry for wasting 1 minute of your life.
No, that was the best minute of their
You're right,
life.
you're right.
In fact, it's downhill from there.
It is.
Yes.
There's,
Be sure to
No
like
more
and subscribe and check out our streams on YouTube.
and remember, with a good KD.
You get the dub. Bye, guys.
All right. What's on the agenda tonight, Dylan? What are we talking about?
Well, first off, let's talk about Black Panther. They just released a big trailer. We're going to be going over, there's quite a few trailer releases here first.
Yeah.
And so Black Panther released their first, I think the other one was just a teaser. I believe this is their first official trailer.
It is. Yeah.
And it shows the big reveal that most likely Shuri is going to be Black Panther.
They also showed some interesting characters. Like, what's the name of the girl that becomes the successor Iron Man? I forget her name.
Ironheart.
Ironheart, I believe.
So they showed her. I didn't know she was going to be in this movie. I mean, that is her, right?
Yeah, and she's first, like, she gets a suit.
Yeah, like that is like legit. So
They showed that on like the announcement, like for this girl, where's she from? I can't remember. The girl who's playing this Iron.
I don't know anything about
yeah.
the actress or anything.
Well, no, not what she's from, but like where in the MCU, where did she exist right now?
I have no idea.
No clue.
She is.
This is the first time you've seen her?
Well, no, I know of that character and I know like who she is, but my knowledge level of that character is very minimal. Like, because it was never
Yeah.
a character I got into.
I thought there was like another trailer that we saw where she was like picking up something that it was like, oh, you're taking over the mantle for Iron Man.
In the teasers, they
So
show
specific.
her
Is that what it is?
cutting
Okay.
out a heart,
Okay.
and she
But
knocks
we-
it out of metal.
Yes. Okay.
But that's
what I was
all
trying to
we saw.
remember.
I didn't even remember that.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to remember. Thanks, Dylan. You got my back.
You know it.
Shut the hell up. Another interesting thing. I mean, Namor.
Has his winged feet, and they work.
He's flying with his winged feet. That's interesting.
I really love the redesign they did. I love him having that like Aztec kind of style. I think it looks great.
He almost reminds me, and this is like real niche. I don't know if I'll get some agreement on this, but he reminds me of Kotal Khan from Mortal Kombat.
Yep.
You know what I'm talking about?
I- Yeah, I can see it.
That's what it kind of reminds me of a little bit.
But yeah, so I'm excited. I think Namor. It's interesting. I want to see how they approach him because I don't. Again, very surface level on him and Ironheart. But I know he's kind of like he's a black and white character, so he's somebody who's very by the rules. And from this trailer, it looks like he's the bad guy. But I don't think he'll be the bad guy. But I bet
it's a
he'll be
misdirect?
the antagonist. Yeah,
It's a lot of
A
quick
bait
cuts
and
to make
switch.
yeah.
I mean, they're talking pretty much how like, I mean, she says he will rise to conquer us all in the trailer. Like, so that's pretty like.
them on the nose
Well, but
Yeah.
then M'Baku was saying like if we kill him, that'll mean all out war.
for eternity.
Yeah,
They're never gonna forgive
They do not call him general or king.
they call him Kuka. I don't know.
Kukaka something. I don't know.
I
It
think
was the
they
whole
said
thing.
Khan, like Ku
Kukulkan?
Kukulkan.
Kukulkan? It was like 4 words, I thought.
Cuckoo Khan.
I don't know. It's a Marvel movie. I'm
Yep.
probably going to see it at on launch night, at release.
I like the tone. I am getting a little worn down on the silliness of Marvel. I hope that they
Yes.
go and they pull it back to a more serious atmosphere.
What do you guys think of Shuri as the new Black Panther?
It looks good.
I'm all for it. I think the character of like Black Panther is like a cool concept.
Mm-hmm.
I love their culture that's like built around vibranium. That's just really cool to me because it kind of unlimits you in terms of what you can have technologically.
Yeah. It's space magic rock.
Yeah, exactly. So they can do whatever, you know. So it's kind of a cool concept.
Completely vibration absorbent, yet somehow has all the ability of.
I don't really like the way, and maybe this is just, you know, this is how they're written in the comics, but I don't really like that like anyone can just kind of consume a flower and become, you know, have the powers of a...
Well, in the Black Panther movie, they're all burnt.
Yeah, but that, I mean, are they all?
So we'll have
Obviously
to
not,
see, yeah.
right? Well, obviously not, because she
becomes
consumed
one.
one.
How?
It could straight up
grew
just
more flowers. There was one left. I don't know.
It could straight up just be like a technology suit that amplifies the wearer. Has nothing to do with.
Because she's smart enough.
Yeah.
But so, have you guys heard like the controversy around like why people don't want
Her
they
like
don't
as an
her?
actor?
Yeah.
I mean, I heard she was very vocal about like vaccinations and stuff.
Mm-hmm. All over the internet, there's people like saying, I would rather have like M'Baku or any of the other female leads as Black Panther.
I think that's all just fucking noise, man.
Yeah.
I don't
ridiculous.
think. I mean, story wise, obviously M'Baku would like it, but I don't think any of those like those warrior women. I don't think any of them would want that mantle.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's not what they train for.
It'd be kind of cool if that, like, she built her own Iron Man suit, and that's like the Black Panther suit, right? That anyone can throw on, and it
Well,
sort of
I did see
takes those
a
powers.
pretty cool like theory. They said there's like, what if instead of just it being her, what if it's like multiple Black
Whoever
Panthers?
wants to wear it,
Yeah, or
take
no,
up
like
the mantle.
multiple suits.
Oh, so
And
okay.
then that
a
way it's
mini
like
army.
the Wakanda is like, you know, they defend themselves. They all become Black Panther warriors or whatever. That'd
That'd be a pretty OP army.
Yeah, I
yeah.
was gonna say, it goes back to my point that I make almost every time we talk about Marvel. The strongest source of power is Earth. It's like everything.
I mean, it's how we relate to it, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is the end of Phase 4, though.
Yeah, that is true.
Not their weakest phase, but not as strong as phase 3.
Mm-hmm.
How do you follow up Phase 3?
True.
You know,
That's a
Come
pretty high
on.
bar that was set.
damn.
Yeah.
With both Infinity War and Endgame. Oh man. You know, it's interesting. Like, I think. Do you think this is gonna be like one of their bigger hits? I think it's gearing up to be.
I don't see, but this is the thing. I feel like even, you know, we always hear Kyle say how he has Marvel fatigue.
I do.
But even I haven't really said that.
The only one who's seen She-Hulk, by the way, is Kyle.
I've seen it. I've watched.
Oh, you watched?
I
all
haven't
of it?
finished it, but
Oh.
I've watched.
I'm behind 2 episodes
Yeah.
now. I gotta catch up,
okay.
But I've been full aboard since the earlier ones. I'm starting to feel the fatigue with Black Panther a little
Really?
bit.
Wait, like that IP Black Panther or
No, just Marvel movies.
just Marvel? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure I'll go and enjoy it, but it's this one. I don't feel like, oh, I need to go to theaters. But I feel like that's the issue of the last 2 movies and their stakes, like them being like, oh, by the way, this is gonna have the multiverse, and we're like, oh my god, that's crazy. And this
then
is
you're like,
just
oh, okay.
Black Panther and his, you know, Wakanda. And I'm like,
It's kind
oh.
of like a self-made problem because as the like enemies get bigger and the
Yeah.
narrative gets bigger, if you have like this like homegrown like Civil War almost kind of you know.
I've been feeling the fatigue since Doctor Strange. The first one. I'm just kidding. That's how long- no,
since Iron Man 2008.
since Doctor Strange Mom, I've been feeling.
It was before
the
that though, if
fatigue.
I'm being honest. Like you were talking about it honestly around like when Loki was out. Like
Yeah.
season
Yeah,
1.
well, it got rejuvenated with Shang-Chi
Mm.
and then, of course, the Spider-Man. I mean, Spider-Man No Way Home was my favorite movie of the Marvel MCU. Close to it, if not my favorite. It was, I mean, it's hard to put it up against like Endgame, you know,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. But it was definitely in the top 3. And so it rejuvenated me. And Shang-Chi was in my top 10 for sure. So those two are great, and then everything else, I'm like, okay,
Which-
well that's okay, but that's okay, but and then Multiverse of Madness was a letdown. I actually liked Thor: Love and Thunder, but like a lot of the complaints against it are valid, So I don't know. I've been feeling the fatigue for a while.
I've rewatched Doctor Strange, and if you go into it without like expecting implications for, oh, we're gonna figure out exactly what this multiverse is and like what's the next arc, right? Set it up for me. I think it's a lot more enjoyable of a film.
They should have named it something else.
Yes, absolutely.
Not the Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They should have named it Doctor Strange
goes
Goes
into the
Nuts.
multiverse. One multiverse, one
Doctor
shit.
Strange, I love you in every universe.
But I think this movie's going to be their largest of the year in terms of.
Yeah, and I mean,
Of the year? When did Spider-Man come out? Oh, last year. Never mind then.
now that Kyle said that about like Shang-Chi, you know what? I might actually enjoy this one more because it's going to be smaller stakes, and Shang-Chi was small stakes, and I love the heck out of it. I mean, okay, as small stakes as a Marvel movie, but it's not like
Everything will destroy the world now.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just how it is. Every movie is world ending versus the first Iron Man. You were fighting a, maniacal CEO.
Yeah.
Like they've come such a crazy distance from, where they're at now. Or
So-
Captain America in his first outing fighting, a Nazi. That was
it.
Yeah.
Humble beginnings.
Nazi with the
movie is-
magic space cube though.
True, but he was basically just Captain America, evil Nazi version,
Yeah.
and then somehow he became the gatekeeper of the Soul Stone. But interesting.
It could
stuff.
still be a good movie. Like Shang-Chi, I think was good because of its choreography, and
I like the
it was
story,
just beautiful.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was just like a beautiful film to watch. The story was good.
Cinematography was great.
I'm trying to remember Shang-Chi, like where they fought that last battle. That was like in a pocket, right? You can't just go to.
Yeah, there was
It's kind of
yeah.
like Wakanda, right? Where you kind of have to somehow get into it.
Yeah, it was more difficult than Wakanda. Wakanda's just camouflage.
It's like another dimension.
It's like literally another dimension.
Okay, I'm because they had to do something
And the only
on the
way,
wall or something.
well, you're
right,
in the bamboo forest, and that's where the portal is, and
Yeah.
it actively tries to block you from.
Okay.
And somehow, because Aquafina's character is crazy driver, somehow was able to navigate the.
Along with Ben Kingsley
Yeah,
giving directions with the little pillow thing.
the pillow pet.
Yeah. But that was a good movie. So, what? I'm rejuvenated a little bit for Black Panther. A
Just
little
from
more
that one
excited now.
comment. All right.
Kind of. Because it made me think, it's like, oh, yeah, I guess I did like the movie more that was more not crazy.
The
Stakes.
timeline is all over the place too. There's inconsistencies that was created with She-Hulk. So at the end of Shang-Chi, Bruce Banner is in his human form, and he has the cast, and his arm is not healed. In She-Hulk, it takes place after Shang-Chi, and he's
Healed, right?
no, not after. I'm sorry. It takes place during the events of Shang-Chi, and he's healed, and he's in his Hulk form, and then he goes off into space. So why is it at the end of Shang-Chi, when he's talking to them, he's in Bruce Banner form, and he has the cast again? Because in the very first episode of She-Hulk, they're like, oh, you have a hard time going back now? And he's like, yeah, with my arm, whatever. And then if you watch it, they explain it. He heals, and all of a sudden he's back to Smart Hulk again. But that's all before Abomination fights Wong in Shang-Chi.
No, that's not.
Yes, it is.
No.
Yes, it is.
No.
Dylan.
The way they framed it was that he escaped. They never said when to fight, but he escaped to fight at one point, and somehow they got the footage.
No, in Shang-Chi, they go to the arena and they're actively fighting right in front of him.
Yeah.
And then at the end of Shang-Chi, Bruce Banner is in human form.
Yeah, but they never said when the Wong versus Abomination fight was in She-Hulk.
It was after the event. She had already turned into a Hulk.
Oh yeah, you're right.
What the hell are
see.
you talking
I see
about?
what you mean now.
It's not consistent, Dylan.
Well, no, that would still work.
No, it wouldn't.
Yeah, they never said when the fight happened. It could have happened
Dylan!
way before She-Hulk.
Abomination goes to talk to what's her name? She-Hulk. She's already in She-Hulk form. All that health stuff has already happened. She's already a She-Hulk. And then literally that night, he gets busted out to go fight in the arena and then comes back.
From my understanding, it wasn't that night. That's just when they got the footage.
No, because they were like, he's gone. Like, what do you mean he's gone? And then he literally gets teleported back.
I'll have to rewatch it.
So when you say it's off, like how off is it? Is that like,
like
we
a
talking
couple
like a week?
It's not consistent. So at the end of Shang-Chi, he should be in Hulk form. Because the end of Shang-Chi takes place after it's revealed that he was able to heal his arm and go back. So it doesn't make sense that he would, all of a sudden. That's the only thing I think of. Maybe you're right. Maybe they're like, oh, here's the footage we randomly just got of something that happened months ago. But no.
That's what I think happened.
No, he literally got pulled away that night to go fight Wong, and then Wong was like, "Yes, I needed him to become the Sorcerer Supreme," and he I don't know, it doesn't add up.
Yep.
Don't defend their laziness.
I'm just saying, I watched it. That's what I saw.
Well, I guess you can interpret it any way you'd like, and that's all that matters is if it's good or not.
Yeah. Which I do like She-Hulk. Speaking about
I do too.
I think it's funny. I don't get the hate with it.
If you approach it with the mindset of it's a comedy,
Yeah.
if it's a sitcom, then it's perfectly enjoyable. But like the stakes in She-Hulk are,
There's a lot of episodes
very
in
minimal.
She-Hulk, right?
8, I think, is going to be the
Oh.
grand total.
Oh, okay. For some reason I thought it was like 12.
Did you see Daredevil yet?
Like I said, I'm 2 episodes behind.
Is he in the newest one?
I don't know. The last episode I watched was when they teased his helmet at the end. I don't know if you're where I'm at.
I haven't even watched that one.
Yeah, so She-Hulk
How
goes
long's the
to
episodes?
like
Half hour?
30 minutes.
Yeah, I was going to say. it's
She-Hulk
short.
goes to, apparently there's this guy that makes like superhero outfits, and he reminds me of Edna from The Incredibles. But that's what he like makes superhero outfits, and then he's like, fine, yes, I'll make one for you, all dramatic. And then like the episode ends with, it shows him working on Daredevil's helmet.
Ooh.
Yeah, but that's as far as I got. I don't know much any further than that.
So what other trailers did we see?
Um,
Dead Space.
Yeah.
It
Dead
wasn't
Space.
a trick question, Billy.
Well, it wasn't really. It was more gameplay, right? It
It was
wasn't
a gameplay trailer.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So how do you feel after watching that? Do you feel? I know you, William. You had a comment on. You were like, I don't know if that looks that great
Yeah. Well, the I don't know. It didn't seem like
graphically.
Yeah, for a game that is that I didn't play I'm not into really horror games, so my opinion's full of shit on this. But
But have you watched multiple streams?
Yeah. To you, that counts as playing.
when did I never said it counts as playing, but it counts for me having an opinion about it. That's for sure. Do not create 2 enemies in this. All right, Kyle's already on your ass, dude.
I know.
I'm playing Switzerland right now. I'm just fucking with you. I felt like when did Dead Space originally come out? Like 2008 or something. Like
I want to
to
say 2008. Yeah.
I think 2009.
2009. The monsters in there actually didn't look like mind-blowingly like 2022 graphics. I wasn't like, wow. Now the lighting and effects are definitely buffed and improved, but
We were both wrong.
I don't know.
2011.
2011.
Nah.
It didn't feel like it was that much improved. Like in
2008.
terms of the enemy.
What
Well,
am
now
I
we're just
looking
all-
at here?
2011 was the direct-to-video Dead Space Aftermath.
See, Kyle, what happened at the end of Shang-Chi, they came out with Dead Space.
I was thinking of Dead Space Extraction. Okay, that came out in 2009. That's the only one I played.
So it looks like your mid-grade, remake. I wouldn't blow it out of proportion like it completely remasters.
I think
the
if you
experience.
compared it to the original, it might look a little more impressive than comparing it to games modern now.
Yeah, and that's the bitch of it, right?
Yeah.
Because as someone who hasn't played it, that's what you're going to compare it to.
Same thing with Mass Effect.
Yeah,
Like
nobody would pick that up and go.
You could really appreciate the difference between Mass Effect Remastered versus on launch. But if you just pick that up, you would not be like, "Holy shit! It's so graphically
Be like, huh,
impressive."
this game looks old.
Especially the gameplay.
Yeah,
in
you're
the
like-
first one. Even though it was way improved, there's still some things where you're like, really? I can't do
This
this.
is definitely a product of 2007.
Yeah.
Like,
So
They did show, Kyle. Did they have zero gravity floating?
it looked
in
like it.
The original one,
It sure looked. In the original one, I want
thought
to
it-
say that you just jumped from platform to platform.
right? You just went straight up and touched the like you had to go under it and then you jump and you go
it
across.
was all choreographed. Like you had.
Well,
no
you could still,
movement.
but there was no like. It was kind of like a hop land. This one looked like you could straight up fly.
like Dead Space 2.
Yeah.
I did it where you have like jets on your back and you're actually able to float and use like those air boosters. So that's completely new to the game if our memory serves right. That's a complete new feature. So that makes me excited that maybe they added more stuff.
Then is it a remaster or is it a new game?
Well, it's a
kidding.
remake. So it's not a remaster like we were given crap to on
How do you
our
distinguish
stream.
between the two?
A remake actually remakes the game. A remaster just polishes the graphics.
Yes.
Okay, so a remake is like you're fundamentally changing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A
you're
good
like-
example of a remake would be Demon Souls.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Or Shadow of the Colossus, or Final Fantasy VII.
That's a really good one. Yeah.
Final Fantasy VII would be a really good example of a remake. Remaster, it's the same game with prettied up graphics.
Now, have you seen developers and publishers twist those?
Yes, definitely.
They try to.
That's what it means to you guys, but in reality, is that what we experience?
And then there's a re-release,
Yeah.
which is what
Skyrim
Skyrim
which is
does.
what we all love.
And re-releases are pretty popular, actually.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
you know what's funny is like why that even garners any hype at all. Like, hey guys, we're re-releasing the game.
Well, I think because they
Game of the Year edition re-release.
yeah they use marketing to say like Game
Get
of
a
the
new
Year
skin.
edition.
Yeah.
You're gonna get. Well, I know the original reason most people bought Skyrim again was because I think that's when they added the ability to have mods on console.
Yeah.
I believe. And so that makes sense to me. That's a good enough reason.
I remember when that happened, I was hyped. I was like,
Yeah.
what? Awesome.
That's a fundamental
Little
change
did
to
you
the
know,
game.
15 years later, you're still gonna be
Still
throwing
doing
up,
it.
shoveled that
They
shit.
just released a PS5 edition.
Can you mod it on the PS5?
Not great. The mods on console are decent, but it's
shell of what they
nothing.
are.
No, and
Compared to
if you get too many, it just gets weird.
your game just crashes.
Yeah, and if you
That's
have them
weird.
out of order, like you have to stack them in a certain way, so that ones load before others. Otherwise, it breaks.
That seems like a lot of effort.
It is. That's why the one I usually only ever do is the unofficial patch one, and
Yeah.
then
Which makes it playable.
yeah. But then that turns off all the achievements of the game that I already have all the achievements on. No.
Why is it that like the modding community is so much better than some of these games for like performance and stuff? There was a game. Maybe you guys can help me with this. Was it? It wasn't Cyberpunk, I don't think, but there was a game that I played that day one had like a bug fix because this guy who was playing it was like a programmer and realized like that the game had this issue. Was it Bloodborne with the load times? Was that a community fix that like they said, hey, this is what's wrong with it?
I think that was a community fix. I don't think that was a day. I want to say the day one.
Yeah, maybe that was
No, the load times on Bloodborne didn't get fixed for like 4 months,
Yeah.
and it was a patch, and it was done by the developer. Like they said from launch, we're working on it.
I know with like Fallout 4, that one had, a day one mod because the same bug that existed in Skyrim existed in Fallout 4. And so they already knew where to look and how to fix it because they fixed it the modder fixed it in Skyrim, did the same thing.
And Bloodborne was also console only, so there wouldn't be somebody modding.
Yeah, because there was a game that I played and it was like, I don't know if it was a day one or first week or whatever, but they fixed a graphical issue, I think, that was causing like massive performance hindrance. And like they just published it and it would literally like boost your performance by like 40%. And it was like, 20 lines of code or something. It was something like very small, but like this guy was a developer and had dealt with this exact issue. And he's like, oh, they forgot to turn on this feature or whatever. I'm talking out my ass at this point. But it was like a community fix.
Switch.
Yeah, it was a community fix that like the developer's like, oh, I'll take that. And then they patched their game,
Yeah.
Thank you.
I think that's happened in more than just one instance, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Especially with modding communities.
It's usually a Bethesda game that happens to.
Well, Bethesda's kind of like king of mods, right?
Well, not Bethesda themselves. They just
right.
They encourage the modding community because, in all honesty, I think they're lazy. They
Definitely.
It's easy for the community to fix their game rather than them.
Well, then they tried to monetize it.
Exactly. That's the most egregious thing.
Yeah.
The Creation Club.
We'll do a profit share if you guys want to sell your mods. We'll take 40% for taking the. Just saying.
We own the property, so I'm just saying.
Just saying. What do you think? I mean, technically, no one owns any games anymore. You just license them. It's our product. Fucking idiots. We're the idiots, I think,
because we're consumers.
Yep. Yeah. At least we're not the biggest idiots.
I haven't bought Skyrim. I made it a mission not to, so I haven't bought Skyrim since like 2014.
Yeah. I think the last one I bought was when they did the
when they converted to
the mods,
the special edition. Mm-hmm. That was the last one I bought.
Could you buy a mod of or could you download a mod of Skyrim for free that like had the whole game? You could just launch.
That'd be pushing it.
Yeah.
You technically like are playing Skyrim like that's a modded version.
How would that work?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like you're playing Skyrim.
Yeah. I mean, there's a whole community of like
hackers,
like terrible ripoff games, and they have them for Skyrim. The funniest are like Grand Theft Auto ripoff games, but people do that, and they're always just egregious.
One before we move on from Bethesda, one thing that fascinates me, kind of what you were going into, Billy, of the modders, they know the game better. It's usually Bethesda's just lazy, but it's such a passionate fan base for Bethesda that did you guys know they're remaking Fallout New Vegas? Like a team of modders, but they like it's so weird. You can't get paid for that because it's not their licensed, like
it's not their IP.
It's not their IP. So they're doing it for free. Because that's the only way you'd be able to play it.
The community has done this kind of thing in the past.
It's just crazy.
They remade Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind in Skyrim's engine. Like 4 years ago, they did this.
And you can't sell it. You can't do like Patreon.
Dude, it's like the open source software.
Yeah.
We're like, who is building this? And who is creating all this technology to license and stuff? It's absolutely fascinating to me that it even exists. Like, this is people spending a lot of their free time so my dumbass can download like a free, Word program ripoff.
I wonder if a lot of these people are like they're going through school or they're aspiring to like they want to put that on their resume to get hired at a
could be
like maybe it's a project to pump their resume up to get hired by a developer. I don't know. Could be part of it, that or you're just that into that world and To them, it's a hobby. You
But
know,
why
it's
honor
the same as skateboarding or playing football. You know, like I mod. Like
But why New Vegas?
that's
It's an amazing
actually
game.
considered the best in the series by a lot of the fan base.
Okay.
It's so good.
So what are they actually? They're just like creating a mod to like redo the whole thing.
Well, they're like recreating they're doing a remake.
God,
With
unofficial remake.
with the like Unreal, or not Unreal, with Creation, the current version of Creation Engine.
I guess if you're like if you're a developer, you could put that in your like own sort of personal portfolio and be like, hey, look, I did this.
Yeah.
Well, that's
maybe
what I
that
mean.
helps.
You pump up your resume
Yeah.
and you have that as leverage in an interview
Yeah.
to get hired for.
Like, that unofficial remake? It was me.
That thing fucking sucked. By me, it was my friend Mihao.
That was my friend, me. His name is me.
That's so dumb.
And then, dude, you get hired and you're like working on the game of your dreams, and it's like some 8-bit like terrible knockoff of Stardew Valley or something, and you're like, oh, this is great.
This is good.
All right, we're gonna take Elden Ring. We're gonna make it 8-bit, 1-for-1 recreation 8-bit Elden
You know
Ring.
what? If there was a top-down 8-bit Elden Ring,
I was just
It might
gonna
be
say,
good.
Skyrim, it actually might be really good.
What about fuck top down? What about like an 8-bit open world game?
If it's 8-bit, it's open world still, but if it's 8-bit RPG, I'm gonna want top-down.
Really?
Oh, like open, like what, like
almost
first
kinda
person?
like kind of like a Minecraft sort of visual, like where everything looks 8-bit, but like you have an open world. You're like,
Well, that's
third
Minecraft.
person. Yeah, literally Minecraft, but
Yeah.
but
People
But
have
not
recreated
Minecraft.
all of
Elden Ring.
Skyrim in Minecraft already. Not the
the
quest system,
Minecraft
obviously.
community is the craziest. The shit they create in there
But
is
if-
mind blowing.
Imagine if you did. I've brought it up several times now, but imagine if you recreated Skyrim as a game, all the quests, the same story, same everything, but in the engine of like Stardew Valley.
That'd be pretty cool.
I think that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
I think I might be into that.
That remake, that's fine. Because then you could like play it on your phone. I know you could probably already play Skyrim on your phone, but just like
excuse me, Elder Scrolls Blades is.
oh, true.
You got a phone, right?
But I feel like
phones, right?
with the 8-bit, that's where I'm comfortable with as far as like games on my phone, especially now with battery life. I'm still not comfortable with getting like a full, like streaming games on my phone because I feel like it just burned through my battery. But an
Yeah.
8-bit game, I'd be fine.
Why not?
Why not?
I don't
Is
know.
the real question.
I still have not. I can't be fucked to play a mobile game,
You can't be fucked.
Can you be convinced to play a mobile game?
dude.
None?
I have the Z Fold, just like probably the ultimate fucking mobile game phone, player.
Yeah.
It's that foldable. For those that don't know, it's like it folds out and it's like the size of a tablet. I've downloaded like 3 or 4 games and I'm just like, I'd rather like read on my phone.
But have you played Cookie Clicker?
That's the thing. There are all types of games like that.
Have you played Call of Duty Mobile?
See, but then you get into more of like the serious genre, right? And all I want to do is get on my PC and play something that's legit. So
There's literally
I don't
streamers
know, man.
that will
it's
like
huge.
connect their controller to play mobile games.
It's huge.
And I'm like, why? Is it because you can't compete with like but that's not it. It's just because
And then they stream
they
it.
found an
Yeah.
audience. There's an audience for that.
It's strange. There's an audience for this bullshit.
I don't
Thank
know.
God.
Otherwise,
It's the only
why would
thing-
we be doing it? We get
It's the only thing keeping me
such
going.
a massive following.
That's right.
That's the only reason we do this. Not because I like hanging out with you guys.
Not at all.
It's
That's
only
so
to please the
secondary.
fans.
Our
In
only
fact,
fans.
I would have ended this long ago if I had to face the prospect of talking to you guys without a fan base.
I've never been in it.
Yeah,
Since
it's an
day one.
AI.
I'm
it's
not
an
even.
AI.
I'm
You
not even
literally have
actually
not
here.
been here.
Yeah. This is a bot. Will bot.
Will bot. Which version is this? This is patch 1.02.
This is beta. And it'll be forever in beta.
You're forever a
That's why-
beta
yeah.
male.
Beta bot.
Which is funny because in the gaming world, alpha is before beta.
Yeah.
Yet somehow alpha is the like
Top dog, baby.
top dog. This is my Sigma bot, Will.
Sigma's S, man. That's all the way down the alphabet.
Sigma is apparently
Omega.
the elite of the elite.
Delta.
Dawn.
Echo. Foxtrot.
Yeah, I just fuck mobile games. Bottom line, I'm not into them. That's my opinion. I can't get into them. I played Summoner's War, and I try to get into that so hard, and God knows I almost used my credit card like 8 different times. Just like, oh, I could save myself 65 days of boosting if I buy this $100 gem pack. You know?
I could play like mindless games on my phone.
Yeah.
You know, endless runners and like
Yeah, but
things like that. But
those are so like. Have you played one? Like, do you buy them? Because
I've never bought a game. Like
I've
that.
never once paid for an app. Somehow in this day and age, I've never once paid for an app.
Any
App.
Wow.
Believe it or not, I know. And
Not even OnlyFans.
not even what?
Not even OnlyFans.
No, I didn't. Is that a paid app?
I don't know.
That would be ridiculous.
I've never actually used the service, so
like you have to buy the app to then subscribe to people. Like what the fuck?
give us $20.
it's,
right.
it's a $20
It's the greatest
monthly
app you've ever had. Like the endless runner. Let's take. I love those games. There's one that like the Temple Run or something like that.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
The OG.
Riddled with ads.
Yeah.
It makes it so annoying.
But if you pay 99 cents, you can unlock
I
ad-free
refuse.
version.
I refuse. Steal my GPS data. I don't give a shit. Do not like. I hate the ads that they hawk in your face, man.
I don't
God
think
dang. There's not a free to play market like there is on like Steam. It doesn't exist that doesn't have ads.
yeah, everything a lot of puzzle games sometimes you'll run into a bunch that don't have ads but some of the more popular games it's going to be very impossible to not have ads unless you buy it.
There's a few I have. Like I like kind of the AFK type games where you don't really do much. They collect resources and it's just kind of a time waster. Like you log in daily and do like some quests and then that's it. Those ones don't have ads.
Right, but they rely on microtransactions.
Yeah, they make a bunch of money.
Disgusting amounts of
Yes.
money. And I don't mind those, but like what the fuck is fun about that like an AFK thing? Like I'm only playing it to keep up with the Joneses or whatever. Like,
It's
I got to
just-
collect this like that personal preference obviously, but that is not a game that I enjoy.
They're fun.
Oh, I'm getting attacked. I'm in a meeting. What the hell do I do?
No, not those ones.
Have you ever played those ones?
I hate those ones.
I
Those ones annoy. The ones I like are just like PvE. There's a tiny bit of PvP if you want, but it's mainly PvP focused, and it's just you're trying to build your team to get further in the missions.
Yeah.
And the missions get like insanely hard, and so it's just like you want the meta team.
Team meta.
The only game I've ever bought was Knights of the Old Republic. And I've played that on my phone. And I would probably replay it if I upgraded to like the fold.
You're telling me you don't have 1,000 hours in Knights of the Old Republic on your phone?
Not
Not
6,000
on my
hours.
phone. In all of gaming in
Does it
general.
use the accelerometer? So like what like if you're playing as Darth Vader or whatever, boom, boom.
Did you just say
boom.
playing as Darth Vader?
Yeah.
In a game that takes place 4,000 years before the events of Star Wars Episode 1?
Get your facts right, Billy.
Hashtag triggered. Oh shit!
The fuck is wrong with you?
Are there lifesavers, dude?
It's
Lifesaver
sponsored
gummies?
by Lifesaver.
Dude. Are
They're
there
everywhere in the
lifesavers
Star Wars game.
Yes.
in the
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Whoever the fuck wields one 4,000 years before
Your
Darth
main
Vader.
character does.
Does it use the
Darth
accelerometer?
Revan.
Oh, I was so off.
Darth Malik.
Billy, you're digging
Darth-
a grave.
Damn it!
Bandon. Those are the bad
That's
guys.
a lot of darts, man.
Well, technically, it's a whole thing, but Revan is actually you.
Isn't Darth just like
It's
a
not.
title, like officer?
Yeah, it's not like his name is, it's Darth.
They all share one mother.
And they all have the same first name.
Darth.
Darth.
Damn it, Darth. Vader.
No, I mean, what were you getting at though?
It does the
before?
accelerometer.
Doesn't
turn
use
on.
the accelerometer, so like you can get interactive with it. Vroom, vroom, vroom,
It's a
as you
turn.
move
It's
your-
a turn-based RPG.
I'm fucking with you, dude. I'm just saying, like, is it anything cooler than just a port to the mobile?
Yes.
Okay. Not at all. That would look so stupid. Like, what would you even look at while you're fucking vroom, 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 trying to fuck up this dude? You're just like shaking your shit.
That's
back and
why I
forth.
think that Dylan actually would like the game if it ever eventually did get a remake, which is like it's kind of like really up in the air right now. Because I think they would Final Fantasy VII it and they'd give it an action option.
That change in combat from 7, the old 7 to the new one, I loved.
Yeah.
It was so good. It feels like the perfect mix of, turn-based with live action.
Was 7 the one with the guy with the beach ball?
Cloud. What?
Like he had a beach ball.
What? It's the guy with the big sword. And
Cloud?
blonde hair.
Pretty sure there was one that like
He's like,
there was
no.
a dude that had a beach ball.
I
I
don't know
never
what
pl-
you're talking about.
Are you thinking of like Kingdom Hearts?
Yeah.
No. Definitely Final Fantasy.
I mean, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean,
You-
He
continue.
had a beach ball as like what, a weapon?
No, it was just like his character kind of kicked it around, and he was this kind of like jokey guy. And,
He was kind of joking guy.
maybe
I'm not-
Maybe it's Kingdom. I
So,
don't fucking
I don't know.
I
I'm
never
not
played.
deep into Final Fantasy.
I played through Final Fantasy VII
Yeah.
beginning and end, but there might be a beach ball guy.
This guy.
Yeah, that's Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, it
Yeah,
is.
that's
Waka.
Kingdom Hearts. I knew you were thinking of that guy when
That's
you said
so
that.
amazing, dude. How did Google get that? I type in Final Fantasy Beach Ball and it comes up with Kingdom Hearts. This
Well,
guy.
because he is technically a Final Fantasy character, because Kingdom Hearts is if you take Final Fantasy and combine
Mix
it with Disney.
Okay. I have never really played any of them, obviously. And I've always sort of thought of them as the same.
They
If
they
I'm
are.
being honest.
They kind of are.
Yeah.
It's just
But
with Disney characters wrapped up in it.
Mm-hmm.
the character's name's Waka, and I'm absolutely a huge fan.
Beach ball.
Yeah.
I want you to wear that outfit. Like
Yeah.
cosplay as Waka
Sure.
from Kingdom
Just
Hearts.
spin a ball
You
around
can
the
buy
whole
the
time.
ball, I'm pretty
I
sure.
need to grow hair.
Right there. It says product.
Where? Right here?
Yeah.
You know what? I think I need to.
Look at that.
Look, this guy's got selling on eBay. Square Enix brand.
How
we
much?
should go.
How much? $980?
Just a cool $980.
Holy.
There's another one.
You could buy like a whole lobster for that.
It's like their it's like their collector's edition or something.
Maybe, but $900?
Hey, bro. Do you know what people spend for VHSs now?
$900.
Like $150 to $300.
I know. I should go raid my parents' cabinet and see if they want to sell any of that shit.
Yeah. I would love for a Christmas gift all your old VHS.
They're like,
tapes.
oh, what?
What the fuck?
Just trust
My parents have thousands of VHS tapes, and they're all still in the packaging. 'Cause
like unwrapped?
I have so
Yeah,
many family
it's
videos that
unwrapped.
we need to convert,
But-
like because VHS tapes degrade over time. We need to convert them. But anyway, Waka, Final Fantasy, or Kingdom Hearts, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Where was I going with that?
I don't know. You said a beach ball guy.
Yeah, the beach ball guy. Oh, yes, I remember where I was going. That. Why didn't you play the Final Fantasy MMO? Final Fantasy 14.
The only one I
sucked.
played is 7.
I
And that's
played.
because I don't like turn-based combat. And so when they said they were changing the combat, and they did an interview, and the guy that was in charge of it, he's like, for one of my inspirations, I looked at God of War remake, and I was like, say less. and then I tried it out, and so that's the first time playing Final Fantasy VII is the remake. I never played the original.
I played 1 and 2 when they released the Game Boy version I played it on my Game Boy Advance SP. And then I also played 7 on the PlayStation 1 because my brother owned it.
I feel like
Never beat it though as a kid.
Final Fantasy VII was on PlayStation 1.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
It's an old ass game. You have to remake it at that point. You can't just polish the graphics. You're like,
Let's just polish it up a bit. It'll be fine. But they also
Re-release of the PS5.
they've like split the game into like it's probably gonna be like 4 parts.
Really?
The remake of Final Fantasy VII, yeah.
Like as DLCs?
No, so it's gonna be. We got the first game. They're developing the next game, which is the story of Final Fantasy VII was split into 4 different games now. 4 or 3, I don't know. It's been split.
justified. It's very long still.
Mm-hmm.
Final Fantasy looks like if I were to get into like a game like an MMO heavy that wasn't something that I was already comfortable with, it'd probably be Final Fantasy 14. That game looks actually fun, and the combat looks sick in that game. Like I really love the arts, like the art style and the animations of everything in that game. It looks good.
Why haven't you?
You got to be careful with those types of games, dude, because you need a time commitment. Like you lose your wife's gone immediately, guaranteed.
After literally just downloading
You
it.
just download it.
It's part of the agreement you sign.
You might even just searching it on the store. She pokes her head in, like, "Fuck you doing?"
Be careful.
All right, and then
With a suitcase.
she goes, half your money goes. All right, you gain 50 pounds. Listen, you don't want to go down this road. All right, no, it's that MMOs. I'm touchy about MMOs because they'll suck you in fast.
You're going to compare everything you've ever played to Guild Wars 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not Guild Wars 2, but 2 Guild Wars.
Yeah, as well. Right?
As well.
Yeah. I played those 2 MMOs heavily. I played a couple others that you can feel it pulling you in. You're like, oh shit, I'm going off a cliff here. Because it is just, there's so much content and there's such a hill that you have to climb. Like that sense of like, oh, I'm progressing and I'm done. Like I'm getting close, like you get in an RPG or whatever. Oh fuck, dude. You're just on a little hill. And there's Everest times 20. You have to try and figure out how to climb. It's dangerous, dude. I'm sure you guys you guys have games like that where
Destiny.
You don't want to pick. Yeah, you don't want to pick up because you know like, well, that's what I'm playing for the next 2 months or whatever.
Yeah.
It's a big commitment. You can feel it. It's like, oh god, if I start,
it's that itch.
I'm sucked in.
Yep.
Destiny makes me feel that way a lot, which is funny because I talk about my favorite games all the time. It doesn't even make the top 10. But whenever I get that game, it definitely pulls me in for sure.
Have you guys seen all the reworks that they did like right after we left?
Yeah, we talked about it in the podcast once too.
Actually,
Should we go back?
Oh, you
I don't
guys
have the money to go back.
You guys finally gonna fucking play with me?
What are you talking about?
Shut your ass up! I ask you boys to play with me every other fucking night, and you get ghosted. Oh, I got a new topic. I didn't even see your post there, Bill. Sorry, Bill.
Sorry, Bill.
Bill, I'm busy.
Sorry, Bill. I got a
It's 1
life,
o'clock
Bill.
in the morning. Fuck you guys. Just kidding.
What
That's
game?
why I want you to have PCs. You
We
play
don't
whatever
have
the
a
fuck
game
you
to
want.
play.
You just sit on Discord, and we don't have to talk. You just sit there
Half the time when you message me for one, I'm like either at work
or sleeping.
or sleeping because it's like 11:30 or I was in Oregon
No
last time
excuse.
I didn't
Doesn't matter.
want to drive home.
When you see my name pop up on your phone,
And I
You
just
answer the
realized
call.
my notifications on Discord were not on my phone. So
Wow.
that's the second time you've used that excuse.
yeah, and it's because the second time it's happened. I didn't fix it the first time.
This fucking guy.
Did he fix it now?
I still haven't fixed it.
This fucking guy. If he's
I
gonna
realize
use it a third-
I realize it's a problem, but I will use that as an excuse the next time we talk about
He
this.
can always defer to that. Like, whoops, shit happens, you know?
Notifications weren't on.
Gosh, darn.
What
not
are you
turning
gonna
them
do?
Shucks.
Nothing. That's the answer. You can't do anything. You just gotta adapt.
I am launching my own podcast.
It's called the Bill ratio.
It's called the Slash. Yeah,
Slash.
it's called Get Ratioed.
Can't reach.
A Dylan and Kyle hate podcast.
That's all the topics.
Your place for all things hate again.
This week on how the other two of my trio ignored me.
I text them at 11:10.
There's days I message you at 6. Some of you guys aren't even off of fucking work yet.
Yeah,
So fuck you.
did you hear my argument earlier? I said sometimes I'm still at work. If you message me and I'm at work, and if I don't see it, I'm not going to see it till 9:30 at night. And at that point, it's like, what's the point of responding?
Yeah.
Like, he's moved on.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to write a handwritten letter.
Notarize it.
I'm going to...
Otherwise, I won't believe it's you.
Okay, I'm going to notarize this handwritten letter. I haven't even said what it's going to be about. But I
Well,
gotta get it
first off, you're already pissing me off.
Apparently. And I'm going to have this fucking thing express mailed so I know exactly when it's going to get there. All right, and then I'm going to be like...
FedEx Express or UPS Express or just USPS?
But I can't... I don't know yet. I have to vet my options.
These are things you got to think about before you lay out a master
I
plan.
got to vet these options. But I don't know when he's going to check his mail. Fuck.
Yeah, you got to get like deliver to person.
I don't
like
get
a courier.
notifications for my mail.
Like a summons for... And then they give me a call that it's actually been delivered. And then I'll be waiting in the Discord
So
chat.
do we have to send you a letter back?
No, it's going to say, if you've taken receipt of this, I know you read this. Because the guy watched you read it.
Contact me in Discord.
I just need like a hitman, you know, like a guy who gets
to
shit done.
kill us for not playing.
No, just a guy that pressures you. You know what I mean? And he shows up and says, "Hey, listen here, you motherfucker.
If you don't play
Get
with
on
William,
you don't even have to play. Just get on Discord." I'm just fucking.
what are you playing these days?
I just finished It Takes Two.
It takes two to make a thing go right.
What a disaster that game. No, just kidding. That game was so much fun, man. It was poetic.
Next, you got to go to Stardew Valley.
Well, no, actually, next my wife and I bought A Way Out.
Oh,
Ooh.
so did you start
we
it?
made the commitment. No, we haven't started
Okay.
it. I'm a little upset already before having ever even played it
Okay.
because you fucking guys won't get on. No, I'm just kidding. I was like, what? No, because I looked up the time to beat and it's like 5.5 hours. So apparently it's a
I don't know
very
about
quick game.
5.5.
Depends how much you explore.
That's what it said too, but it was like it said ranges depending on how much you explore, 5.5 to 6.5 hours, or 5.5.
I want to say it was in the ballpark of like 12 hours. I could be wrong. I haven't played it since
Not
launch.
according to 900 people who
I'm gonna say,
did a
yeah.
poll on how long to beat.
I'm
gonna say
you
like
know,
7
I'm
hours.
probably more relatable and trustworthy than 900 people.
Sample size of one guy doesn't get on Discord, or 900 people who probably would get on Discord.
You know, I don't
But you
get,
wouldn't want them to get on Discord.
I don't get notifications for that.
Sorry
Yeah.
to hear that.
Who? So have you seen the characters?
Yeah, I see the sort of the plot of what's going on.
Well, I mean,
but I don't.
do you know who you're gonna choose?
No.
Yeah,
Oh
I mean-
yeah, I have a choice. It doesn't. They're not just basically twins.
No, they're two very different people.
Yeah, and
Okay.
you choose one, and your wife's gonna get the other.
One named Leo, and what's the other guy's name? Harvey?
Harvey, maybe.
No, I
I'll
know
play-
Leo is one of them for sure.
Yeah, I'm excited. So we ponied up the money for this game. It's not something I do, you know.
How much does it cost?
$30 fucking dollars.
That makes sense. That's about.
So we
Yeah.
ponied up 60 cash because we're not
Oh, that's so you basically paid full price.
full price. But I'm okay with it because you guys both have, you know,
It's a great
reassured
game.
me.
It's good. Like I said, don't expect it to be anything like It Takes Two.
Why? It looks the same. Just kidding.
Very much more narrative-driven, story-based.
A lot of the elements are still there, like the little side mini games and stuff like that.
Yeah,
from
I
what
mean,
I've
yeah,
seen.
it's
Which,
there.
That's kind of a cool concept to play with. You
But
know?
the platforming is not the same. I mean, it's not a platformer.
No, it does not
So,
look like
yeah,
that.
it's-
It looks much more, like you said, narrative and run and gun for some parts, it looks like maybe. I don't know.
Near
It's-
the
it's
end.
third-person shooter. Definitely towards the end. Very third-person shootery.
So I'm expecting to play much more like, I guess,
Mass Effect.
Uncharted without the
Well,
scaling of walls.
The fun thing about it is I feel like A Way Out, and also It Takes Two, they change gameplay throughout the game. So A Way Out, you'll go. You will change fundamentally how the game is played. Not fundamentally, but you'll change it quite a bit. You go
Using
from
like a frying pan to bang shit up to.
no, you go from escaping prison to then a shooter.
That's like
Escaping prison, you're not
cooperative based,
Yeah.
like puzzle type thing, getting out of prison,
Mhm.
and then don't want to spoil anything, but then you find yourself in massive action scenes,
Yeah.
like
And that was in It Takes Two, which is like you go from using like a nail and hammer to shape shifting to like playing the singing to all kinds of shit. Like literally, I was a plant for an entire
where you
level.
shoot your head thing.
Yeah, and then I have to I'm like you have to like grow. You like literally become a flower.
Yeah, you jump
You
in the
just have
pot.
to grow. Yeah, it was so silly. Felt ridiculous.
But you'll have to let us know when you guys play it and the ending. I want to know your reaction to it, because I went in totally blind and I was playing it with one of my other friends, and he knew, but at the end there's something that happens, and it was really good.
I went in blind
You
too.
all along.
I specifically didn't look up any spoilers or anything. So yeah,
We talk about this twist is like the greatest twist of all twists.
It's not the greatest.
No.
Knights of the Old Republic.
Okay.
Now that is probably the greatest twist of all twists.
When it's Darth Renee and not Darth Vader.
Renee?
Renee, who the fuck is that?
Revan.
Darth Renee Zellweger.
Leave it to me to bastardize any kind of game. Yeah.
Yeah, the whole time you think it's Darth Vader, but actually
It's Renee.
it's Darth Renee. Basically summed it up there.
Yep. And that's my review of a 20-year-old game.
Oh man.
But it's not like the best twist ever, but it's a really good one.
Okay.
It's I think if anything, everything's more fun when you're playing with someone too.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a game that I would be like, oh my god, I gotta pick this up and play single player. But the whole cooperative, and that's what they do best. This company, the whole cooperative nature of it is the best part.
And that's what I think makes the twist even better.
Dylan,
Okay.
let's not just keep talking about
The twist is, Billy. Let me go into
I think
detail.
he might be overhyping the twist a
The
little
twist-
bit because he's like
Twist is he's a cigarette smoker.
the twist
I
is
orgasmed.
this is actually the same characters from It Takes Two.
You become a doll.
Yeah.
The twist is, Billy, that this isn't a game. You
It's
ever
an
see that
emotional
movie
experience.
Gamer?
You're controlling someone's life.
Yeah.
That's a twist, and they show you
I'm God.
your characters die at the end, and they show you who they were.
Yeah.
Like, it's just horrible. Like, oh, God.
These
What have I done?
were real people.
Or it's just like the ending of Lost, like it's all a dream.
Oh, God. I always hate that cop-out.
Did you guys watch Lost?
All a dream.
Me neither.
I watched Lost.
I was kind of too young, honestly.
Yeah.
I watched it. Me and my dad used to watch it, and we got like into 2 seasons, and we both called it quits because we were like, it was a little all over the place. Lost is definitely you get lost.
You get lost in Lost.
The series can get lost. Right?
Seriously, can
Dylan,
get lost.
where can people find us?
They can find us on Twitter, Instagram, all your favorite podcast places except for Pandora, and YouTube, where you can give us a like, a
Why
subscribe.
don't we even fucking mention that? But all right, go ahead.
Well, last time I didn't mention it, and you guys brought it up.
Yeah,
He probably brought it up because he's a fucking anarchist.
no,
He
You
just
did.
He likes.
you did.
I brought up that
Yes.
we aren't on Pandora.
Yeah.
I knew that.
You said you said
Show
you
me the
fuckers
tape.
don't talk
Show
to
me
me
the
on
fucking-
Discord, and
Show me the tape.
we have it. It was live streamed.
We'll go back.
Look it up.
All right, we'll provide you with an update next episode.
But yeah,
it
you
was
can
100%.
like us, subscribe, leave comments on any of those platforms.
And we're really proud of our streaming our streams on YouTube. So we go live at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time every Tuesday, right before we record these podcasts. And It's a nice, fun, interactive way. Sometimes we pull up the screen and do some fun stuff. But I know we're all having a lot of fun with it, and it's been pretty successable for us. So,
All right. Well, that is about all she wrote. So remember, good KD, you get the dub.
Bye, guys.
bye, guys.